talk about Luartha or Luasa. I think Luasa sounds better. Um, this is the I would say follower of Victora because she doesn't really have too much of her own personality, and I think there's a reason she came out with Tight Ass, the blue guy from the Howlett brothers. I feel like those two might get shipped. Anyways, so this character, I run a gunner team in Arena, so I should just start with that. I run a gunner team for Arena, and I really like gunners, so I would like to pull for her, but I think she's just a stronger version of Lucia, but I guess we'll see what she has to offer. I am a bigger fan of archers than of gunners because gunners got that really dumb mechanic where you can't shoot through walls, you can't shoot through people, etc. But for whatever reason, you can shoot through walls and people with a bow. So I don't know what's up with that. Um, so let's start with Luartha. Her TMR is Acadia gun. Um, this is gun's kind of meh. Like it doesn't have plus gun damage. It doesn't have plus missile, so that's already a downside. 150 attack is on the lower end of a lot of Ras Al Khaimah's. So no. The only thing that this gun has going for it is the ability to stun people. It has a chance of inflicting stun. As with all chance to inflict weapons, I think it's 15% chance to inflict stun. I'm not sure on the exact percentage of that, but generally it's 15. Maybe unless it's like 35. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. So you're not really getting her for the TMR. Probably can leave her at 89. Um, her limit burst, it's a double hit on a big range for, and it lowers agility. I guess this is decent. It's not game changing or insanely broken or anything. It just gives her some kind of AOE. It gives her a form of AOE on top of the rest of her attacks because she's not very AOE heavy. Because I thought she had Ranger or the Hunter job, but she doesn't. So she's not that AOE heavy. We'll see what her AOE options are in a minute. 10% attack, 10% ice or 15 ice killer. This is the ice killer version of the Lucia master ability, and those for the perfect comparison is Lucia. Because also main job double gunner, similar master ability, similar stats. I think she's one agility faster than Lucia and like two luck better than Lucia. She's 36 ish. She's 30 something attack higher than Lucia, but Lucia has a lot more crit. So this is her. This one is Lucia. This one's Lucia. And for whatever reason, they ordered it separately. The order isn't the same. Um, yeah, I don't know why that's the case, but this is Lucia, Earth Killer 15, Attack 10. TPAP is kind of eh. Attack wise, she's short like 34 from compared to Luartha. Magic doesn't really matter. Speed, I think she's one speed less. And then dexterity, Lucia is like 9 dexterity better. Well, they're all kind of like negligible margins. So realistically, it's about the stats are about comparable. So it really comes down to the skills and the ability board. Lucia gets a bit more crit. Standard double gunner abilities, rapid fire, split shot. I think split shot will be your main AOE firing stance. I was hoping she gets aim fire. Well, I guess firing stance is a double gunner move. Quad shot, double trigger. These are your bread and butter. And then these are the sub jobs. Right? So you run these no matter what. So not much discussed, they're the same. They're the same as Lucia's. The sub commands kind of sucks that horizontal shot is in the sub command because this would be the big AOE. Smoke screen kind of also sucks that it's in the sub command because this would be your evade. That would be your ticket to running her as an evade unit. Stun gun is kind of eh. I rarely see this activate or rarely see this as effective. Counter skills. Her counter skills is very interesting because you have predictive fire, which has a dead zone. So this has that gunner dead zone, where it doesn't hit two. Where's the little chart on it? I saw it a moment ago. There's a gunner dead zone where it doesn't hit the two closest spot to you, according to this, which is kind of silly because most of the time you're getting hit by swords. You got this gunner dead zone going on here. Similarly with predictive fire, I believe. If predictive fire is activatable in melee distance, then that would be your go-to, right? That would be your best counters because she has three reaction abilities, all counters. This is the range counter. She has a slash counter for short range, and then she has this. Hopefully, I can get an area of this. Okay, no area. We'll really have to see whether or not predictive fire really does have that dead zone. If it has a dead zone, then I don't foresee it being usable. Well, I mean, because it counters physical attacks. So if it has a dead zone, then it only counters missiles, right? So it's only useful in gunner wars, or if a slash unit hits you with a slash move from far away. I feel like counter slash would be more useful in that situation, or I feel like counter attack would be more useful because this counter shot here will counter magic because this chance to counter when taking damage, not chance to counter when taking physical damage. This is physical only, so I would go with the other one. Missile mastery is pretty standard. Tune up is, I guess, decent. Tune up will make you speedier, gives you piercing resist, but making you faster also is somewhat effective in terms of like giving you evade as well. So you might be able to run her as an evade unit. Let's see, aim fire. I was really hoping she gets this in her main job. But I guess you will have to use her because I run Federica Lucia Rosa or Federica Mashiri Rosa. And if I'm not gonna run normally I swap out Lucia. So if this gives me the ability to swap out Federica by removing her because I have a substitute for aim fire. But really, people run Federica for the barrage ability. And I was really hoping Luartha has barrage. Unfortunately, she doesn't. These are all the single gunner status effects, which makes me think single gunner is better than dual gunner. Because you have your aim shot, arm shot, leg shot, blackout. These are pretty good. Unfortunately, I think I'll probably run her as soldier. But anyways, back to the gunner first. Counter shot I think is you're probably either gonna go with counter shot or you're gonna go with counter slash. Again, depending on the dead zone depending on whether or not there's a dead zone in predictive fire. Concentrate is one of the best abilities in the game. This is especially in like PvP. This is what allows you to allow people to run double quicken Federica. And having this plus the aim fire gives you something like 8 range. She doesn't have that extra range that Hunter provides, that Federica has, but plus 2 range is nothing to sneeze at. This is crazy. Or you can run her support skills one of several ways, right? You can do something like double missile mastery, and see if you can hit hard like a truck, or you can go like tune up plus concentrate, or tune up or concentrate plus self-sacrifice, or self-sacrifice plus missile mastery, right? All of her support skills I think are usable. There isn't anything that's glaringly not usable for her support skills. Standard soldier stuff, hazard form, no one ever uses osmosis force. Drain force, I believe, this is one of Cabbage's favorite characters, and I believe he has tried to run a drain force build. So might be possible. So drain force is a possibility there. I guess what you would do is really use that on the on ice units. So basically, she's your Agrius Buster. Pair her up with something like Mashiri, Odin, and Drain Force. So Odin, Drain Force, Ice Killer. You might drain for something like 80% of your HP, which, to be honest, still isn't gonna really do anything to Agrius. Anyways, Hazard Spin, Hazard Hard Slash, Paralyzing Slash. That's rough because she doesn't have Hazard Break. I was kind of hoping she has Hazard Break. I was really looking forward to pulling this unit, but considering she doesn't have a lot of the stuff I'm looking for, like Hazard Break, Barrage, I might just end up like skipping her and then just buying her shards, and then that's the cheap way of leveling a character, right? I'll give you the math for that later. I probably should just say that now because I'm very likely to forget. Okay, so Luartha, you're gonna get 120 shards for free. 120 shards for free is equal to about 6,000 Visure. Yeah, about 6,000 Visure. So if you can pull her within 6,000 Visure, then she's worth it. If you can't pull her within 6,000 Visure, then it's probably better to do it my way, or it's probably better to do it the way where you just buy all the shards, and then you wait for the select ticket, and then you use the select ticket to buy her to just outright select her and guarantee the pull. I think mathematically that works out, but obviously you're not going to have the cool new unit. It could be a while before the next event comes over, so I don't know. But yeah, that's one way of getting the unit. Just buy the shards in the shop, get the 600 shards, and then pull her with the pull ticket. That way, I think you'll probably save a good chunk, depending on how unlucky you are when you're pulling for her. So I don't know. But if you can pull her in 600, if you can pull her in 600 Visure, then it's worth it. But of course, it's a gamble, and without a guarantee pity pull, or without a high chance pity pull, I don't think pulling her in 3. I don't think too many people are going to get her in 3 shots. Just putting that out there. She's going to be an insane single damage unit and basically Agrius Buster, right? With the long range, 20 attack on the board, 10% on the master ability, and then another 15 ice killer. Very effective against anything ice. So like Gilgamesh probably will get one-shotted. Agrius maybe two-shotted. Laswell probably will get one-shotted depending on whether or not he has his Mirage on. Rosa definitely one-shotted. Just because of the sheer amount of damage you can pull out. This is the definition of a glass cannon. The range of 4 plus 2 is plus 2 from concentrate is 6. Plus 1 from aim fire is 7. And then plus 1 for the sharpshoot. Oh wait, she doesn't have sharpshoot, so that's another big thing to her. Oh man. She's a glass cannon, but like she's missing a lot of those really important stuff that Ranger would give you, like reflex. She doesn't have reflex, doesn't have barrage, doesn't have sharpshoot. Yeah, didn't really know how much stuff I missed from being Ranger. And yeah, I don't think I think she has a ton of range, and good damage, but I don't think she's very like. I think she's kind of a one-trick pony, so to speak, because all you can do is serious damage. Even though there's some versatility in the support, I don't think that I don't think that you get enough out of the damage to. I don't think you also have enough survivability to really run her in a lot of teams. Because I want her because she's a gunner, but realistically, I think Mashiri covers that better than Luartha does. Because all she's got going for her is damage, but in class matches, everybody's running evade, right? There's a ton of evade, and without sharpshoot, you're not really hitting them. Uh, what else is there? Yeah, that's it, right? 20 wind resist. I think this is a typo. I think this should be 20 ice resist because wind and fire have no connection. So I don't know why the hell she has 20 wind resist. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be ice resist, but if she has 20 wind resist, that'll be very interesting. Not that there's a lot of okay, there's Howlet and there's Little Leela that are both wind type that you can somewhat resist. So and Little Leela is pretty big. Like she's almost in every team. So if she has wind resist, that I guess that's better than ice resist. But it's weird that she has wind resist. The 10%, 50% confuse resist is once again Agrius Buster, right? This confuse resist is really good because Agrius's ultimate super long range and very high chance to confuse you. This basically makes her immune to confuse, especially if you run her with low faith. Obviously, there's another new unit that also has confuse, being Kane. But I don't think she's gonna survive a brain piercer from Kane. I'm just gonna put that out there. Probably gonna get one-shotted by Kane. High slash resist I think is pretty good. Decent pierce resist I think is good. That would contribute to her surviving a brain piercer from Kane, but I still don't see that happening because glass cannon. So yeah. Realistically, I would pull her because I'm kind of perfectionist and I'm kind of trying to get a gunner team with all the elemental gunners. But even I'm hesitant to pull her because Mashiri as a hunter is probably better in terms of class battle than she is. Just because Mashiri has those things that I listed, right? Barrage, sharpshoot, evade, the reflex ability. So uh, it's hard to say this, but I think I might probably just buy her shards and then just wait for the ticket to pull her. Or maybe I'll just do one pity. Because I'm not really like out. I'm not really like looking to get her now because Mashiri is a thing. The way you look at her is she's a slightly better version of Lucia. Um, a lot of times TMRs is a reason to get people, but this TMR is kind of crap. I'm not gonna throw that out there. You're a UR that gets a weapon TMR. That weapon TMR better be UR quality in the sense that like it better be on par with like Elven Bow, Wind Spear, blue purple lightning, things like that. And this is not this is on par with a lot of MR weapons, like the 15 chance to do a status effect. If it has plus 15 or plus 20 to missile, I would get this TMR because then it would be a better version of it would be comparable to Ras Al Khetti. Here is not even comparable to Ras Al Khetti at all. The chances that the way you look at it would be 15% chance of stunning somebody. Well, first of all, if they're stunned, they can still heal, right? They can still be healed. They can't be healed if they're dead. And Ras Al Khetti with the plus missile basically does an easy 20 or 20 or 15% more than this gun does. And Raz Al Khaimah can get better attack. So yeah, that gun's not worth it. Basically trash. Her critical rate isn't as high as Lucia's, but it's good enough. Yeah, very basically glass cannon through and through, but not enough AOE, I guess, would be my judgment on this, because your only AOE is split shot, horizontal shot, and that's kind of it. Those are your two AOEs and your limit break. Technically, you can argue that hazard spin is an AOE, but if you're at the point where you use hazard spin, you're probably dead, because you're a glass cannon gunner. And if they're close enough for you to use hazard spin, or if you're dumb enough to run up to them and use hazard spin, that's an all-in. Either they die or you die, or you kill them and you die, because there's a damage component to it. You damage yourself. Unfortunately, if you these hazard abilities where it hurts yourself, it won't activate if you're gonna die. And this is a huge, by the way, this is a huge huge AP dump. It takes too much AP to really use that. So I guess if you're gonna run her as soldier, you would use hazard form to boost her attacks, and then just shoot. Like there isn't even too many good like soldier abilities that you can really use effectively. I mean, people try to run a drain force build, I guess, but yeah, I'm still on her as a glass cannon, where like if you're a glass cannon, you don't want people anywhere near you to use soldier abilities. If they're close enough for you to use soldier abilities, you're already basically dead. And none of her support abilities really support her soldiers that well. The only one is the self-sacrifice, right? There isn't like because these two are gunner abilities. This is a gunner ability, so if you're gonna run her as soldier sub job, it's gonna be tune up plus self-sacrifice. Which these are the thing about her abilities are they're all standalone good, but like they don't really have a lot of synergy. I guess you can try to run her with crit, I guess, with council, but yeah, I don't see her being crazy strong. She is ranked higher than Lucia in JP. I'm guessing it's because she can do so much more damage. Unfortunately, because there's no water gunner, there's really no good way to counter her. There are a ton of water units though, like Glaciella, Ramada, who else? Ildira. And Ildira is very good at one-shotting water units. So hard to say how very good at one-shotting fire units. So it's hard to say, but only -5 resist to water. Oh no, wait, that's -10. -5 to magic, so only 15. Yeah, I don't think she's likely to survive a hit from Ildira. Overall, I was really looking this character, but like looking at the kit, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm sure when I get her, she'll do a ton of damage and she'll be pretty cool. But like she's missing a lot of that utility that I'm looking for, right? Like sharpshoot, reflex, things like that. To really go into well, realistically, my gunner team is more of a bow team, and because she doesn't have any bow abilities, she's really screwed by the gunner mechanic. The one where like you can't shoot through units, you gotta shoot them from the side. The awkward positioning, things like that. Especially in this current arena map, right? The current arena map, there's two walls on each side, so you can't shoot through them, so you have to walk across, but you don't have the jump, so you can't walk across. So she'll always end up walking to the left first in arena. So she would be good in like an open field type of map. But even in an open field type of map, I don't see it being that strong. Like, just because of stupid gunner mechanics, because your own guys can block you. So overall, I think Luartha is probably a pass. even though I waited for her for so long. I would probably like buy her shards and then wait to get the select summon ticket to summon her the hard way, to summon her through the select summon ticket. But this confuse resist really helps fighting Agrius, because you got confuse resist, you got disable resist, and you got and you can give her stuff like ribbon for the stop resist. So she can go toe to toe with Agrius, especially with the slash resist. But unfortunately, Agrius isn't the biggest threat now, right? Because Dwayne is a thing. Dwayne is coming out too. Not that I expect a lot of people to pull Drain, but yeah, someone even says it's a trap to drain your well-saved Vizier for the FFX collab. But yeah, so Dwayne is a thing, and now disable is going to be more prevalent because there aren't that much disable resist items. There aren't any disable items out there. So I think if you're gonna pull her, really look at your team. But I can say from a gunner arena player myself that like she's really lacking a lot of those things that make her strong in arena. Then again, like straight up damage might trump all of that. Like straight up, you don't really need reflex if you're gonna one shot somebody. You don't need sharpshoot. You don't need sharpshoot with this amount of dexterity. I think because you don't really get to see the hit chance in arena, but you do get to see the hit chance in class matches. Lucia has higher dexterity than her, um, and I still have trouble hitting some evade teams with Lucia sometimes. So I do think she will run into some issues fighting evade. But other than that, it's like I guess solid unit for okay, I can't really even say he's a solid unit for PvE because of the stupid gunner mechanic. Because you can't shoot through your own guys, and that's kind of a pain in the ass in PvE. Well, you do have multiple shot. You do have a lot of chain shots, so that's good for PvE. Good for raids, I would guess. Arena, I guess she'll be okay in arena. I don't see her being like super good in arena, but she is ranked higher than Lucia, so maybe there's something I'm missing. I guess what I'm missing is her pure damage. She probably can one shot a lot of people really easily. But this is a non-limited character. You'll eventually get her either way. So I wouldn't really pull for her. I would just advocate getting shards. And yeah, that's my judgment for Lucia. I don't. I was waiting for her for a long time, but unfortunately, yeah, I don't think she'll be all that useful to me in arena, especially on this stupid map where like you gotta walk through. You got these big hills there standing in the way. There's a lot of weird elevation changes. Yeah, I don't think this is helpful for her. In that cave map, she'll be insane. Like she would do a ton of damage in the cave map, just not on the stupid snowy field map. And I think that's it. Well, that being said, the other thing, uh, snowy fields, no one runs evade because of the increased accuracy. The cave map, people are gonna run evade. Like any other map, people will run evade. People will run AOE. That's part of the reason why like Kane and Lancers are so strong on this ice map. It's because the usual Magic AOE teams and the evade teams are out. Just because of the feel effect. So in a normal map where there's no feel effect, people are very likely to run evade still, and not having sharpshoot really bites. But that being said, I can always just run 2 other characters that have sharpshoot to cover that issue. So that's not that big of an issue. You can always have other people cover. But yeah, not kind of disappointed. Not what I'm expecting. Trustmaster is kind of crap. Lacking a lot of good survival and utility stuff that can be used in arena. I would rate this character probably wait. Just wait. Play it play it the Zen way, and just wait for it to come to you, and not really chase. Not really a good character to chase. Albeit the model's kind of cool. So yeah, that's my judgment on Lucia. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Obviously, damage can break through everything, to be honest. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the Ultimate Chi and War of Divisions. Have a great day.